Let's knit this gorgeous baby blanket featuring delicate angels and hearts. I'll show you exactly how. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to make this sweet treasure of a baby blanket. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what skill level this project requires, the yarn and supplies you need to complete it, how to make beautiful sample swatches, where to purchase the pattern, and free bonus, how to make a blanket out of the sample swatches. This is an advanced easy project using the thread lace technique. It's easy because if you know how to cast on, knit and purl stockinette plus bind off, that's the total physical skill level necessary. The challenge becomes working with two yarns held together, one a sport weight, the other a fingering yarn, working most stitches, holding both yarns together, and knitting only the fingering yarn where designated. This is what creates the delicate lacy look. This is a 30-inch long blanket, and that means a lot of stitches on the needles and dozens of rows. It also means learning to read fold graphs as well as written instructions to make it successfully. You'll learn how to duplicate stitch the heart onto the angel. This tutorial, demonstrating exactly how to knit the angel and heart swatches, sets you up perfectly to master the actual blanket. Plus, as promised, we'll talk about alternatively simply making several small swatches and just crocheting them together in patchwork to make any size blanket you desire. Now, if you're more interested in making a baby blanket with dragonflies or butterflies, click the eye in the upper right-hand corner or click the link in the description below. And machine knitters, catch the link in the description below to all of these same patterns adapted to the Brother bulky knitting machine. Okay, on to our angels project. You're going to need loops and threads, Snuggly Wuggly, baby sport yarn, or Lion Brand Pound of Love is great too. Tamm Estilo cone fingering yarn, scissors, size 8 or 5 millimeter knitting needles, and size H or 5 millimeter crochet hook. You can get all of these items at your local craft store, except the cone yarn, or online, and I've placed links in the description below for how to get that cone yarn. Now, the cone yarn does cost a bit. However, it would make at least 5 of these blankets and probably more, so that it ends up costing you no more per blanket, really, than the baby sport costs. Think about sharing the cone yarn with your knitting group, and a bunch of you could get cracking on these thread lace blankets and have a wonderful time knitting for a cause. Now that you know the supplies list, want to make something faster than a blanket with these angels? Make a dog sweater instead, and you can find the link to that pattern in hand knitting in the description below. Here's our sweet little hearts and angel swatch. And we're going to start with the heart and work our way on up through the angel. Now, granted, the angel doesn't really look very complete until you get a sweet little heart that looks like this, or perhaps preferred is a heart that looks like this, that when you follow the fold graph, that is the result you're going to get. Right now, we need to start this actual swatch, and that's with the heart, working on up through the angel, then later on doing all this. Holding both yarns together and using your size 8 or 5 millimeter knitting needles, make your slip knot. Then cast on 29 stitches. Rows 1 through 4 are simply stockinette stitch. That means knit a row, purl a row, knit a row, purl a row. As I begin my first row, you'll notice I do things a little differently. I like to knit my stitches in the back of the stitch, right here, rather than coming up in front as is typical. I just find inserting my needle in the back of the stitch to be more comfortable, and I like the way it sets up subsequent rows of knitting at a little bit of an angle, making the stitches easier to access. That's my opinion. You always do what's comfortable for you, but you might like to try this and see if you like it. So I'll meet you after I have knit a row, purled a row, knit a row, and purled a row. And we'll start the heart with row 5. Row 5 calls for knitting 14 stitches before we run into our first bit of interesting terminology, which is TLO, standing for thread lace only. So here we are at the very center stitch, the bottom of the heart, and as I insert my needle, I want to separate out the fingering yarn and knit it only. Then I resume knitting the last 14 stitches with both yarns held together once again. So I'm going to finish out row 5, and when I come back I'll be partway into row 6. And the happy thing about the heart is that all purl rows are done exactly the same as the knit rows. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Row 6, and I've purled in the 14 stitches. Now here I am in my TLO from the row below, and I'm just going to do that again purlwise. And that's all this is, folks. Anytime you see the symbol TLO, you're just knitting or purling the thread lace only. So I'm going to finish out row 6 and be back with you partway into row 7. Row 7 starts with 13 knit stitches. I've done that. Now I'm going to TLO 1, knit 1 with both yarns, and TLO again. And you'll get the rhythm of separating out your TLO as you go along. Now I'll simply do the 13 stitches, knit to the end, and I'll see you partway into the next row. Row 8, and by the way, print off the Google document at the link below if it helps. We are about to TLO because we already purled in the 13. So copying anything we see from the row below on a purl row, there's TLO 1, purl the 1 with the 2 together, and then once again TLO purlwise. 13 stitches to the end. I'll see you in the next row, row 9. Row 9, we'll be doing TLO 3 times. First we start with the 12 stitches that I'm already in. Let's do the first TLO. Knit 1. TLO again. Knit 1, TLO for a third time, 12 stitches to the end, folks, and I'll see you in row 10. Row 10, just copycat everything you see from the row below. We're purled 12 in, time to TLO. Purl 1, TLO, purl 1, TLO for the last time, finish out the row, and I'll see you partway into row 11. Row 11, we're 11 stitches in, time to TLO, and we're going to be doing that 4 times. Here's the first one, knit 1, second TLO, knit 1, third TLO, knit 1, fourth TLO, and finish out the row. I'll see you partway into row 12. Row 12, and we're 11 purls in. Time to TLO for the first time. And just copy whatever's going on from the row below. Be careful that you don't get mixed up, that stitches are together. Make sure you get the true TLO, or stitches that are both yarns together. Last one. Finish out the row, and I'll see you partway into row 13. Row 13, 12 knit stitches in, TLO 1. Then knit 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3. Another TLO. Then simply knit out to the end of the row. I'll see you in the last pattern row, row 14. Row 14 is 12 purl stitches in. I want a TLO. Purl those 3. One, 2, 3. TLO and purl out to the end of the row. And we'll see what we've got. And here it is, our heart. Now it doesn't look like much until we get a few rows above it. So I'm going to go ahead and knit and purl 6 rows of stockinette stitch. Then I'll really be able to see the heart, and then we'll slide into the angel. There, 6 rows up, you can see the results of the pretty lace heart. Now reset your counters to row 5. That's where we begin the pattern of the angel. When it comes to the angel, purl rows are not necessarily a mirror of knit rows, so just know that all the rows are going to be different. Now the angel is more challenging than either of the dragonfly or the butterfly, so just know that too. But here we go, because we can do this. It's row 5. I'm 9 stitches in before we do something called TLO 2. That means I'm going to thread lace only twice in a row, just like this, twice. Then I'm going to knit 1 and TLO 2 again. There it is. TLO 1 and the second one. After that, it's knit 1, and that means we're right in the middle of our pattern of our angel. Again, TLO 2, separated by a knit 1. Do that last set of TLO 2. Just about had it there. And then 9 stitches to the end. I'll see you partway into row 6. Okay, row 6, and we've purled 8 in. How about a TLO 1? Then purl 2. Another TLO 1. Purl 2 again. TLO1, meaning we're in the center. Purl 2. TLO1. Purl 2 again. TLO1. And you should have 8 remaining. 4, 6, 8. Yay! I'll see you in row 7. Row 7, and I'm 7 knit stitches in. TLO1. Knit 2. Watch carefully your stitches to make sure you're getting in the right ones. TLO2. Knit 1. TLO1. And knit 1. That's the middle. TLO1. Knit 1. TLO2. Knit 2. TLO1. And hopefully there are 7 stitches left. Good. See you in row 8. Row 8, 6 purls in, TLO1, purl 2, carefully getting in the right stitches. Purl 1, purl 2, TLO1, purl 2, TLO1, purl 1, TLO1, and we are in the middle. Purl 1, TLO1, purl 2, TLO1, purl 2, TLO1. I sure hope I have 6. Yay, okay. See you in row 9. Row 9 has a 6 knits in. I'm going to TLO 1, knit 1, again TLO 1, now I'm going to knit 11 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ought to be center, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1, and knit those last 6. See you in row 10. Row 10, and we're 7 purls in. 1 TLO followed by 13 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be center, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, TLO 1, and 7 remaining. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, see you in row 11. Row 11 is all about knitting 8 first. Now for a TLO 1. Then we'll knit 11 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be center, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll throw in a TLO. With 8 remaining. See you in the next row, row 12. Rows 12 and 13 are copycats of the row below. Simply either purling or knitting 8, TLO 1, knitting or purling that 11 in the center, TLO 1, and then ending out with 8. Go ahead and do that. I'll catch up with you in row 14. Starting with row 14, we're going to start having a lot of TLOs, and that's because we're starting to form the wings. So, challenging as it is, here we go. We can do it. I'm 4 purls in on row 14. It's time to TLO 1. Purl 4, TLO 1, then purl 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. TLO 1, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, TLO 1, and purl those last 4. Get ready for row 15. Row 15, 4 knits in, TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1 again, knit 2, TLO 1 a third time before we knit 9 in a row. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So hit those 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, TLO 1, knit 2, TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1, knit out the last 4. See you in row 16. In row 16, we're going to be 5 purls in, and then we're going to alternate 3 TLOs with a purl 1 before we hit 9 in the center, and then repeat all that back. So 5 in, we got a TLO coming up right here, alternating with purl 1s. Second TLO, purl 1, third TLO, now we have the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, alternating the TLOs with the purl 1s. Here's the first of 3. Purl 1, second, purl 1, third. Finish out those 5 and I'll see you in row 17. Row 17, 5 knits in, TLO 1. Knit 1, TLO 1, knit 2, one, 2, TLO 1, now there are 7 in a row to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, TLO 1, knit 2, TLO 1, oops. As I was saying, TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1, with 5 remaining. Row 18 up next. Row 18, 6 purls in. Now we're going to have 3 TLO 1s in a row separated by 1 purl 1. So here's the first. Purl 1. Second TLO. Purl 1. Third TLO. Now we have 7 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And back we go with TLOs alternated. TLO 1, second TLO, third TLO, and we have 6 remaining. Row 19 upcoming. Row 19 is a copycat of 18, so go ahead and complete it and set up for row 20. Row 20 is 5 purls in, and we're going to have 4 TLOs separated by purl 1s. Then we're going to hit 5 in the middle and repeat all that back. So TLO the first, purl 1, TLO second, purl 1, TLO third, purl 1, TLO fourth, now it's that purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's do all that backwards now. TLO 1, let's see if I can get that separated out. Purl 1, TLO 2, purl 1, TLO the third one, purl 1, TLO the fourth one, stitch out the last 5. See you in row 21. Row 21, 5 knits in, TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1 again, knit 1. Now we're going to TLO 2. There's the second one. And knit 7 in a row. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, TLO 2, knit 1, TLO 1, knit 1, TLO 1, knit out the remaining 5, 22 upcoming. Row 22 is 4 purls in, and it's all about 3 TLOs separated by purl 1s, then 11 purls in the middle, and repeat all that back on the other side. So, okay, TLO 1, purl 1, not sure I went in there, right there, and then TLO 1 again, that's the second one, purl 1, making sure to be careful to get in the right stitches. Then there's the third, TLO 1, I do believe. Now it is those 11 in a row, so 1, see, I'm having to be real careful that I get in the correct stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, middle, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, TLO 1, purl 1, TLO a second time, purl the 1, TLO the last time, with 4 remaining and 23 upcoming. Row 23 happens to be a repeat of row 22. Knitting in the 4, TLO 1ing, how do you like that term, TLO 1ing? 3 different times separated by knit 1s, knit those middle 11 and then repeat on the other side. See you in row 24. Row 24, purl the 5 in, and then it's again alternating TLOs with purl 1s. We're going to do that 3 times. Sometimes you kind of have to rearrange which way the thread lace is coming from, whether it's from underneath or on top. Not too often, but once in a while it gets a little twisted. Just kind of watch for that. Here I believe is the second TLO, purl 1, third TLO, nine it is for the center here, 1 I should say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. First TLO, second TLO, believe me, when you're not managing a camera, these TLOs go much better. Finish out with your 2, 4, 5, and we'll set up for row 25. Luckily for us, row 25 is a repeat of row 24, but stop now and take a moment to look at your progress. See how far we've come. We've got the skirt and the bottom of the wings all completed. We have about 12 more pattern rows to go, and then we'll be done. So hang in there. Row 26 and 4 purls in. We're going to have the same 3 TLOs separated by purl 1s and then 11 in the middle. So here is the first TLO. Second TLO. Third TLO. We're going for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First of 3 TLOs. Second. Third. Finish out the 4, and I'm happy to tell you that row 27 is a repeat of all of this good stuff. So do it, and let's get set up then for row 28. Row 28 is 5 purls in, and then we're going to have 4 TLOs separated by purl ones, 5 purls in the center, and then repeat all that back. So, all right, let's hit it. Here's the first of 4 TLOs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do those 5 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish out the 5, and let's get ready for row 29. And I'm ecstatic to report that row 29 is a repeat of row 28. Finish it out and get set up for row 30. Row 30 is 4 purls in. Then there will be 4 TLOs separated out by purl ones, and then 7 purls in the middle. Repeat all that back. Let's get going. First TLO. Second TLO. Third TLO. Fourth TLO. Do the 7 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of 4 TLOs. 2, 3, 4. Get finished with those 4 out, and we'll get set for row 31. This time for row 31, we're 4 knits in, and we're going to separate out 3 TLOs in a row by knit ones, and then we're going to encounter a TLO 2 that we haven't for quite a while, and like that. So here we go. TLO 1. knit 1, teal 1, knit 1, teal 1, knit 2, I do believe, knit 2, there's the second. Now we're going to do the TLO2, TLO2 in a row. Knit 1, both yarns, and we're finally in the middle with a TLO1. Yeah, let's see if we can mirror that back. Knit 1, TLO2, 2, TLO2 we just accomplished, plus the knit 2 following that, TLO1, knit 1, TLO1, knit 1, TLO1, knit the last 4, and my goodness, that was very challenging. Row 32 is purl 5 in, then we're going to have a couple of TLO1s separated by purl 1s, then we're going to have a couple of TLO2s separated by purl 1s. Okay, here we go. TLO1, purl 1, TLO1, purl 1, TLO2 is the first, there's the second, purl 1, oop, both yarns, TLO2 again, and a purl 1 that constitutes the middle. Let's reverse that with TLO2, purl 1, TLO2, purl 1, TLO1, purl 1, TLO1, and we have 5 remaining. Get them done. Let's set up for the last pattern row, row 33. 33, I'm 5 knits in, do a TLO1, then knit 1, then TLO1 again, then knit 1 again, TLO1, then knit 2, TLO1, and knit 3, which will be center. 2, 3. Believe me, it's easy for me to get mixed up too. TLO1, knit 2, TLO1, knit 1, TLO1, knit 1, knit out the last 5 and come back for row 34. Good news, that last row 33 was the last of the challenging rows, just 4 more pattern rows. Row 34 has us 12 purls in. Then we're going to TLO2, purl 1, TLO2, and purl 12. So here we go with that TLO2. Purl 1, TLO2, finish out those 12, and then we're going to hit row 35. Easy row 35 is 14 knit stitches in, a single TLO in the center, and then 14 stitches out. Do it and get ready for row 36. Row 36, 13 purls in. We're going to do a TLO1, purl 1, TLO1, and then just knit out to the end. Get ready for row 37. Row 37 truly is the last pattern row. I'm 11 knits in. I'm going to TLO2. Knit 1, TLO1, knit 1, TLO2, and finish out the row. Finish with 3 stockinette stitch rows and then bind off on the 4th. There it is then, all finished. The heart has been duplicate stitched with a tapestry needle and a single strand of contrast yarn. Now, I don't happen to have a standard tapestry needle on hand. I'm going to use this double eye needle, which will serve me really well. I'll show you a photo of a real standard tapestry needle that you're going to want to use. Okay? During the knitting process, you came to a row that asked you to mark where to start the heart duplication. So that is right here. I'm coming up from the underside right here, and I'm going to pull up my contrasting yarn, which I chose mint green. And remember, folks, we're not limited to baby colors, are we? We can use just as most brightest colors as we want, or any colors that we want. And what I'll do now is copy this stitch by working from right to left, or if you're left-handed, left to right, by going under these bars of the stitch above, pulling through. There you see we've duplicated 1/2 of the teardrop stitch, and then simply stab the needle right back down in the middle from where we started. And you see now how we just duplicated that stitch very nicely, and on the back we made sure we pulled through and left no loops. Okay? Next, I'm going to come up to the right and above the stitch we just made, because I want to start expanding this heart already. So that would be right here. Duplicate that stitch. Like so. And now there's that one. I'm going to move to this stitch next and that stitch next. At this point, we're over here, and I want to come out, further expanding the heart above and beyond where we left off. And duplicate this stitch. And there's the start of this expanse. Watch and feel for if you're getting hung up underneath here. Just make sure everything is nice and neat underneath. And we'll resume going across. Now I'm going to continue on above the same 5 stitches across for 2 more rows before I make the humps of the top of the heart. Here's my little heart then. What I did is I did go up that extra row I told you I would, 5 across. Then the next row I went 4 across, leaving the middle stitch empty, and the same for the final row. I just hit 2 stitches with the middle stitch empty. Pretty cute. And it sure looks complete now. Weave in and tie off your ends. Now, if you were following along with the fold graph, and good for you if you were, you'll notice I made a smaller heart than is portrayed in that fold graph. If you follow the fold graph, you're going to come out with a heart that looks more like that and may be preferred. I just kind of did it the fast way so you would get the idea of how to do it so that we can move on. Here you get a real good close-up look. Here's what the big blanket looks like once it's done being knit. Before it gets duplicate stitched on the hearts and before it has a pretty shell edge all the way around for a border. This is what it looks like, and I want to show you what it looks like in the blue blanket. This is the blue blanket, and it looks pretty nice too. Remember though, we talked about how we're not limited to just baby colors. These could be any colors you wanted. Realizing these two blankets have been folded up, so they're a little bit wrinkled, but aren't they sweet? And once they have the hearts duplicate stitched on them and a shell crochet border all the way around the edge, they'll be just entirely, ultimately sweet. This video has gotten rather long, so I want you to follow the directions in either the dragonflies or the butterflies video, part 4, for how to do the shell crochet edge that you're going to be ever so glad you did. Alternatively, if you're good at adjusting patterns, if you don't want to crochet or don't know how to crochet around the edge, you could lead up to, away from, and in each side, garter stitches that will help this blanket lie flat. That's it, folks. That's everything I know about how to make one of these sweet angels and hearts blankets. Hey knitters, if you enjoyed this video, let me know it by hitting the like button below, and as long as you're down there, click subscribe. Now, go purchase this pattern in my Etsy shop at the link in the description below and make yourself a sweet confection of a glad knitter.